Hey guys, Susan Thomas here, and today I want to talk to you about the basic supplies you always need when you're making earrings. So you decided you want to make earrings. I mean, how hard could it be, right? So you run off to the store, you grab some supplies, some head pins and some beads, and you get started and things are looking a little rough. All your head pins are breaking, you're practically bleeding from all the wire wrapping, and you broke a nail. I'm sorry. But listen, it's not you. It's your supplies. So I'm going to walk you through how to make a basic pair of earrings, and I'm going to show you how to do it, but I'm also going to talk to you about the supplies, what they are, and why you need them. Okay, so I'm going to go through all your basic supplies here, but first I want to remind you of the tools you need to make earrings. And we do have other videos on this about basic wire wrapping and how to make basic dangles, but I'm going to go back through this again just to make sure you guys and I are all on the same page. So this is your round nose plier. You are also going to need a chain nose plier, and you're going to need a flush cutter. Then as far as supplies, this is the difference maker right here. You're going to need a good set of head pins. Now, what is a head pin? It gets a little bit confusing. Really, all it is just a piece of metal with a knob or a head or something on the end to keep the beads from falling off. That's kind of the magic. A lot of people don't realize, like, how are those beads hanging there? And it's basically because that piece of metal has that little head on it that stops your beads from falling to the end. You want to make sure that these head pins are not brittle and that they're not too thick or not too thin. I recommend either a 22 or a 24 gauge head pin. You always want to watch out for the length of them as well. Anything too short, it's going to be really hard for you to wire wrap, and anything too long, you're just wasting your metal and therefore your money. So this is a 2-inch head pin right here, and that is the size that I recommend. And then, of course, you're going to need some ear wires. You can choose which ear wires you would like to work with. These are basic French wires. This one has a cute little decoration. It's a coil and a bead on it. And these are your basic lever backs, which are a little bit more secure. Some people prefer those. So whichever you want, those are two great options. If you guys have been watching a lot of my videos, don't forget I did do a video on how to make your own ear wires, so you can also watch that. And once you get down the basics of how to make these earrings, you can make your own ear wires and make them even more special and more unique. So I have got a pair of earrings that I am getting ready to make here. So what I've done here is I've stacked some beads that I like onto my head pins, and I want you to notice that I did not stack them more than halfway up the head pin. Now, why did you do that, Susan? Well, let me tell you. If you go too far up on the head pin, you're not going to have enough wire left, and you're not going to be able to make a good wrapped loop, which is what I'm about to do for you. So what you're going to do is you're going to use your round nose plier to make a loop and coil at the top of the beads. So you're going to grab onto your head pin so that the round nose plier touches the top of the beads, and then you're going to bend it back into a 90-degree angle, just like so. And see how I left a little bit of space right there between the angle and the beads. And then I'm going to re-grasp that wire about 1/8 of an inch past the bend and then roll it back until I have a half circle. See my little half circle there? Now if you're doing this at home, don't take your plier out. You can leave your plier in there. I'm just taking it out so you can see what I'm doing and see that I have that half circle in the wire. Now I'm going to put my plier back in there right at the same spot, and I'm going to bring that wire down and around the round nose plier, basically using it like a mandrel. So I made a little loop at the top. And then you're going to use the rest of this wire to wrap around the space between the loop and the beads to finish it off. So I'm going to switch pliers to my chain nose plier, and I'm going to hold on to my circle so it stays pretty, and then I'm going to wrap the rest of the wire around until it touches the top of the beads. Then I'm just going to take my flush cutter and I'm going to clip off the extra wire. I'm going to use that chain nose plier to squash down any extra little tail of wire that's left. And what I want is for it to be a nice, pretty coil there. Perfect between the beads and my little ring at the top. Now, once I get both of those done, what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach it to an ear wire. And this is something that people get all confused about because they're like, well, how in the world am I going to attach these two things? Because if you look at them, I have two circles, right? This one's closed because I just finished it, and then this one looks closed, right? Well, there's a secret. All ear wires have little openings in them, even lever backs, and of course the ones you make, but these also have a little opening right here. And I very seldom run into a pair of ear wires that does not have this opening. So on this one, it's right here on this inside edge. I'm gonna, see, twist that open. I'm gonna drop my little bobble on that I made, and then I'm going to twist it closed. Now that's another place that people get into trouble. You don't wanna pull that open. You always wanna make sure you twist open and twist closed so that you kind of strengthen your circle, and also so that you keep it really pretty, just like that. And so then, look at that. You have the cute little earring. Now we can also make a pair in silver, and I'll just show you guys in the silver color just so you can see one more time kind of how that works. You're going to grab the head pin at the top of the beads so the plier is touching the top bead. Making sure, remember, that you left plenty of space to work with. Bend that back into a 90-degree angle. Regrasp the wire about 1/8 of an inch past the bend. Roll it back towards yourself just until it's in another 90-degree angle. And then bring the wire down and around the round nose plier, using it like a mandrel to make a loop at the top. Switch pliers, grab your loop, and twist that wire around until it touches the top of the beads. And remember, if you guys have trouble twisting this wire, you can always grab another plier and use that plier to help you twist that wire around the first wire. There's no wrong way to do it as long as you do it right. I'm so funny. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is just take that chain nose plier and just press down the extra wire. Anything that's poking out, you wanna make sure you press down with that chain nose plier. And there you go, you've got another one. And I'm gonna put this one on the lever back so you can see that these lever backs, even though they're really small and that looks really tiny, it does have a little opening right there for you to grab with your chain nose plier. You just twist it open. It's like a secret, I know. It's kind of tricky, but you just pop that on there and then you bring it down. That's one of the things that I know a lot of people get confused about, and it seems really simple, but it is confusing. Like, how do you connect those two things? So now you know, just like that. So I hope you guys liked learning about the different supplies that you need to make earrings. And don't forget, it's really just some basic things. You're gonna need some good head pins, and I've recommended the 2-inch 24 or 22 gauge head pins, and also some ear wires. I've got some finished pairs here, or some manufactured pairs here. There's some lever backs or French ear wires, or if you're really crafty, you can make your own. As far as tools are concerned, you're going to need a round nose plier, a chain nose plier, and the all-important flush cutter. Thanks so much for watching. If you guys would like to pick up some supplies like the ones we work with today, check out the links down below. How old were you when you got your ears pierced? Tell me about it in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you again next time.